So Pete, obviously, you have to cut the roster down to 24. A couple guys who just joined the team, a couple guys who've been here all year. A guy like Alex Young, guys like Shane Harper. What were your thoughts when you made this roster?
Well, a lot of different things go into it. We had really, really hard decisions, but when it comes down to it, Bergie and I's job is to put the best team on the ice that we think is going to win a championship. And that's what we did. Simple as that.
Coach, just how does the mentality of this team maybe change going into this postseason as opposed to last year's?
I think we expect to play more than 5 games, basically, at the gist of it. We've kind of known we're going to be in the playoffs for a little while now, so we've been playing that type of hockey, understanding we're going to be in these battles, so let's play that way as long and as consistently as we can. So the biggest thing for us, take it a game at a time. These teams, they're all formidable opponents, good individually and as teams. So we have to take it as a one day, not even one game, just one day mentality to keep our energy high and just not try to have things snowball and get away from you.
Last year was your first time in the playoffs. As a head coach, how did that prepare you for this year, now that you're the top seed and you're going through the second time now as a coach in the playoffs?
It certainly helped a lot. Right? All I remember saying last year to you guys and Roger and to Dan on the radio is just we want to play as many meaningful games as we can and give ourselves a chance to play in the playoffs or be in that run towards the end of the year. And obviously the guys in the locker room did a heck of a job playing meaningful games and getting ourselves into the playoffs in that last day. And I think it puts that hockey karma, that juju in the rink where we've done something like that before. We understand what it takes and that really anything is possible. Now when you get in the postseason, everything starts over. So you have to have that same mentality, one day at a time, just keep moving forward.
How much more confident is this year's group as opposed to last year's?
I think it'd be impossible to not be a lot more confident. I mean, everybody knows we won the North, we won the East, we beat every team that we played this year. We also lost every team that we played this year. So we've got a lot of momentum as pertains to the experience we've gained as a group. We've had a lot of guys in and out of the lineup, but I think it comes from the top down. We've got a lot of really good leaders, and they run the room on their own. Right? We don't have to say a whole lot to them. They understand how we need to play and what's going to make us successful, and whether it's Skio or Felix, Harper, Urano, Smith, Ashbrook, even your rookies have turned into leaders because of the type of people that we have in there. So I just felt there's confidence through the group also.
We've talked about how deep this lineup has been all year. Now you have the opportunity to get some guys down from Utica for this playoff run, like Middendorf and Angeros and McKinnon and Felix. How important is it to get those guys back in the lineup and just build it even stronger than it already was?
Yeah, it'll be nice to get everyone in the building. They're not here yet. Middendorf is the only guy that's here right now. Obviously, Felix got here this weekend and he remains. Those other guys, McKinnon, Angeros, Ibrahimov, and Gantus, remain in Utica, and their job is to try to get them into the playoffs, and we hope that happens for them. And then, if and when they join us, they'll be welcome additions. They're all guys that want to be here and help us make a run, which is very important. You got to want to be where you're at. And I think we have a room full of guys that they're not satisfied, right? They have that feeling in the stomach where we're not satisfied with just a good regular season. We want to continue to play well and compete the same way we did now.
Obviously, the end of the year, some injuries in that with Brennan going down again and Poulter and Papura. But you look at two guys that you're running with, it's Jeremy Brodeur and Isaac Poulter. Poulter hasn't lost a game in regulation since he's come down here, and Jeremy Brodeur has been a stud for you all year.
Yeah, it's nice to have him here. Poltz will be our starter in game 1, and we'll see how he goes, and he very well could be back in the net in game 2. So I think they're a good combination. Poltz has come down, and that cohesion that the three of them had all year, now it's a group of 4, right? And they all work really well together. They understand the business side of the situation. We're happy and lucky to have all of them here.
You have a 2-3-2 series coming. Does that affect you at all? Whether it's that or 3-4, does that change preparation there? Or is it just you gotta win?
You gotta win them. I can remember playing in Vegas when we went to the finals. We played 2 in Vegas, 4 in Alaska, and then the game 7 would have been back in Vegas. Thankfully, we didn't have to do that, but there's all types of scenarios. So, not to sound like a Neanderthal here, but these guys are savages in there. They're different people. They're a different breed. We just played 7 and 10 with travel to Allen, Texas, straight to Maine. We got points in every single game, right? So I think these guys just look at the schedule, take a deep breath, fuel their bodies up, and let's get going.
Is that an advantage for you that you get to hang out here and have Maine travel into town again since you saw them last weekend? Is that an advantage for you?
I mean, it's nice being home, but we've got a good record on the road as well. And these guys understand how to take advantage of the resources at their disposal, whether you're home or away. It's come such a long way in how to prepare yourself and what to do. So whether we're home or away, the mentality is the same. Let's get out to a good start and play Adirondack Thunder hockey.
Coach, obviously a tough regular season for you guys, a lot of midweek games. The last couple of weeks, you guys have gotten a lot of rest during the week, especially Friday, Sunday this week, and then don't play again until next Friday. How much does the rest help you guys, especially late in the season coming into the playoffs?
Yeah, it's big time. We took 2 days off, had a good skate today. We'll have a good quicker skate tomorrow, and then we'll only practice twice next week as well. Just focused on the energy. They know what they need to do, so it's been a grind of 72 games. So now it's just about keeping them ready. They know the systems. If they don't, we're in trouble. So now, how close can we be to 100%? We're never going to be there.
Pete, what's just the final message to your guys, ahead of this first round?
Take advantage of your opportunity. There's guys that never get to the playoffs, right? Guys that never win a round, and it's extra special here in Adirondack. I think we've seen that from January last year through to here, end of our regular season in 23-24. So you play the game to get in the playoffs. When you look back on it, you want to be part of those games and know that you did everything you could to lay it on the line, because it's really special. And the further you move on, you get into this groove, and it becomes more special. So I want them all to experience that. I know Coach Bergen does, and I know our whole staff and our fans deserve that. So we're going to do our best to stay in the moment and play as long as we can.
How much has it helped having a guy like Bergie, be your assistant the last 2 years? A guy who doesn't get mentioned a lot, but he really does do a lot of great work behind the scenes.
I wouldn't take him the job if he wasn't the assistant, for real. I said that to them. I said, if Bergie's not the assistant, it's not something I'm really interested in doing. Because he recruited the #1 class at Skidmore, a liberal arts school in Saratoga that doesn't have their own rink. He legitimately recruited the #1 class in the country. And you've seen how well that team's done the last 2 years. They went to the conference final. Definitely this year. They may have lost in the semis last year, and they were the last team to miss out in the national tournament. So Bergie knows hockey. Bergie was tough as nails when he played. Bergie was the best defenseman we've ever had here. So it's a no-brainer. And what the guys learned from him is it's invaluable to our group.
Had a lot of mantras over the course of the year. One of them is good, better, best. Can you explain that?
It just means we want to build up. Right? We don't want to start and then fall off. We want to keep getting better as the game goes on. Played 25 overtime games this year. Several comebacks, whether it's going into the third period or losing the lead and then just not quitting. So we want to start good, we want to get better, and then we want to finish off as if the other team's like, what's going on right now? Do we just start the game? No, it's over now. That was our best.
Obviously, with Grasso out, coming into the Kelly Cup playoffs, how nice is it to have a leader with Skio having the C on his chest in the locker room?
Yeah, it's good to have that kind of symbol for the other team, for the refs. But we've just got a locker room full of guys like that. They could all wear a letter, right? So, like I said, that room runs itself. Guys like him, Fee, Harps, you, Schmitty, Ash, everybody, Wheeler. It makes it easy for Coach Bergen and I. So we just got to keep it rolling now. Not try to think you have to change anything.
Obviously, the biggest challenge coming into Maine is a guy like Alex Kyle. What's your approach against a guy like Kyle who scored over 12 goals against you guys this year?
Stay out of the box if we can and just play hockey, right? No one guy's going to completely beat you. But yeah, he's a heck of a player. Very skilled, smart, heck of a shot, whether it's a one-timer or in stride. So certainly something that we're going to be aware of. But say this till the end of time or I'm out of hockey. Focus on yourselves. Usually other things take care of itself.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Pete.
Love you.
Appreciate it. My pleasure. Have a great day. You too.
It's just been run been like, getting the Eastern Conference regular season title and now getting ready for the playoffs.
Oh, it's been great. I think maybe a month ago we kind of thought that winning the whole East was kind of out of reach, and then we got some help from some other teams and went on a little run ourselves and had to finish the year out. So it was pretty exciting all around. To most importantly to clinch our divisional playoffs and then secure home ice, because we found all year that's been a huge advantage for us, is having that big crowd here in Glens Falls.
Jeremy, how good does this group feel going into the playoffs right now?
I think we feel pretty confident. I mean, every team in the playoffs is going to give you their best game no matter what. So I think we have the group that's prepared for that, and we've been in a playoff mentality, all the past 1-2 months, just kind of gearing up for these moments. So I think I'm pretty excited for everyone.
You've talked about this all year long with us, is how special this goalie group is. But now you have 4 of you guys kind of on the ice. The first time that all 4 of you really have been down here. Talk about this group and how special it's been to have those guys behind you this season.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Vinny was a backbone all year. Guy was a warrior. Playing as many games he could. I think he only lost like 4 or 5 games all year. So he did awesome. Having Brady there too. Seeing him working his first year. This has been great. We all get along very well. And then you add, Isaac, who's an incredible goaltender, as you can tell from his season so far this year up in Utica, and even earning himself a call-up. So, having all of us, obviously it gets a little jam-packed and difficult, but we all get along well, and, we'll push each other in playoffs and, get the job done.
Jeremy, you come into the year, obviously the team had Tyler Brennan come down from Utica. You had a guy like Vinny and yourself. What's the year been like, especially going into the Kelly Cup playoffs, playing a former team that you used to be on the other side?
It's fun. I mean, all year I've kind of. I wouldn't say I would call it a revenge game. I love my time in Maine, but anytime you play against real friends, real coaches, you want to stick it to them. So it's pretty fun. Getting to play games in Maine, games at home against Maine, competing against other teams in this division for the past years has been pretty fun.
It's been a really good year for you, probably one of your best years in your career. And, being here in Adirondack and having just the support, the goaltenders, the Brendan, like you said, that goalie group. What's the entire year been like for you?
It's been awesome. Anytime you have success, winning cures a lot of things. And, I credit my success to, every guy that's on the ice every night. It's a team game. I'm just, 1/6 of that team on the ice. So it's, it's been a great year. I've felt very comfortable with our team. We all like to play for each other, and I think we have a pretty tight-knit group, which contributed to our success.
Over 50 guys entered that locker room this year. Every guy that's played has stepped up. What's been the experience like for you in the locker room, seeing these many guys walking in and out, just every guy coming on the ice and contributing as soon as they get here?
Yeah, that's the ECHL in a nutshell, right? Is you got to pounce on your opportunities, and every guy that's came in here has put their best foot forward, and I think that shows why we finished first in the Eastern Conference.
Now that it's playoffs, and Matt gave any indication of what your tender rotations will look like?
No, we haven't got any indication, but I'd imagine that whatever he decides, we're all going to support it and be ready to go when called upon. It's the East Coast. You don't get every other day. You're going to have some back-to-back games and whatnot, even in playoffs. So, I think we're all going to be ready for that. And if it's one guy rolling, it's one guy rolling. If it's 2 guys, it is what it is. As long as we're all on the same page, we just want to win hockey games. So that's kind of where our mind's at.
Jeremy, last year's group went in kind of as the hunters. You guys are the hunted. How much are you kind of embracing this new role this year?
Yeah, I feel like we've been the hunted for a few months now. It feels like every team that comes in our building gives us their best game. So it's exciting. We want that pushes us to play at a higher level. So it's exciting.
You talked about it a little bit before, but how huge is it to be playing Game 1 and Game 2 in front of this Adirondack faithful that have been with you all season long? Ride or die, places packed, 15 sellouts. Talk about that.
Yeah, they're such a passionate group here. I'd say probably the most passionate fans I've played for. So it's when we get hitting, we get scoring. It gets loud in there, and you can tell it has an effect on our team and it has an effect on the other team. So it's huge to have those first 2 games at home and take it one game at a time and just grind through each and every one.
Jeremy, in the regular season, the games are tough. You had a lot of Wednesday games this year. The first 2 weeks of the playoffs, you got to get a full week of practice and rest. How big does that help you guys?
I'm sure it will. I mean, I think every game's going to be a dogfight no matter who we're playing. So it's, we've been overtime 25 times this year, and it's, now they're 20-minute overtimes, not 7, and they're 5-on-5. So it's the playoffs, the most fun time of the year. So we're all excited for it, and anytime you get you can have days rest and playoffs. I'm sure it's very valuable, and we'll make sure we appreciate that. Cool, guys. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate the time.
You've had a lot of great moments during your long career, a lot of highlights. What makes this particular playoff run with this particular team special right now?
Yeah, I mean, just for personally, I haven't won a conference, I think, since I was like 17 in juniors. And I wasn't a huge part of that team. I was young. So this is pretty special just for me to be on such a winning team. So I'm obviously really excited. And just, we have a great group of guys. We have so much fun off the ice. When we go on road trips, we have a blast. It's just a lot of laughs. Even on the ice, we have a lot of laughs in practice. So it just makes it even more fun to come into playoffs. I'm really excited.
Would you say has been a big difference, this year's team versus last year's team heading into, to like the playoffs?
I guess the difference is we're not the underdogs anymore. We're kind of, anybody can win a playoff series, but last year Newfie was definitely the top team. Us getting in on the last day this year, we're expected to perform, and Maine is going to try to upset us. So we need to play the way we've been playing for a majority of the year. It's exciting to get some guys back like Middendorf today out at practice. And Felix back this weekend, so we just need to take care of business.
Shane, how does your approach change maybe going into the playoffs this year as opposed to last year, now that you are one of the top teams?
Yeah, it is a different feeling. I feel like as a team collectively we're just more confident. It doesn't really matter who we're playing. We know that we have a chance of winning every game no matter who we're playing. So that's a good feeling. Like with that being said, obviously it's pro hockey. Anybody can win, so you can't take anybody lightly. But I think that just the confidence helps a lot in sports in general. So that's something that we need to just rely on and help that give us the confidence to play well.
You guys just faced Maine for 4 straight times. It's going to be number 5 coming up. What did you guys learn in those 4 games and are going to bring to this series? And probably some of it means a little more being playoffs.
Yeah, I think just little things. When you play so many different teams, I find myself forgetting little tendencies about players. Like even just little face-off things, stuff like that, where maybe some centermen are more apt to tie up on a draw, something small like that. Obviously, they're top guys. We know Kyle's kind of the heartbeat of their team. And just kind of little things, where as opposed to if we were playing a team like Worcester or something where we haven't played them in a while, I wouldn't have remembered as well. So I don't think it's a bad thing. They obviously played us as well, so they know us well, but I think it's actually I think it's good.
Shane, even though last year you guys started at home because of the Newfie series of the 3-4, this year back to traditional 2-3-2. What's the difference for you guys starting this series at home compared to last year?
Yeah, that was definitely different last year. We got off to a good start and won the first one, but then couldn't finish in the next 2. So, having 2-3, so having first 5 games, more games on the road, you definitely need to take care of your home games. You don't want to be going into Maine having to win a 1 or 2, to come back here. You want to at least be guaranteed to come back here if you lose one in Maine. So yeah, I'm not looking at it too different, but you got to take care of the games out.
Third period leagues have been a problem lately. lost 4 in the last couple of weeks. What's the deal with that? How do you fix that?
I mean, the last game. I mean, I kind of just threw that game. I mean, the game didn't. Not that we weren't trying to win, but it didn't mean anything to us. We got the confidence the night before. That was the game that I mean, at least for me, meant that's what meant a lot to us, and being able to hang a banner. So, I mean, in playoffs, you definitely can't do that. You can't let go. If you have a lead in the third, you really need to lock it down. I think maybe sometimes we sit back a little bit. I don't think we can sit back. We need to keep going on the attack.
Practice-wise, has Mac changed anything in practice now that it's playoffs, or is it pretty much business as usual? Pretty
similar practice that we've had throughout the year. We did work on power play a little bit more in the beginning, which I was happy about. So yeah, as far as the standard, as far as the practice was concerned, it was pretty standard that we've had throughout the year. Maybe a couple D-zone draws and stuff like that.
Shane, I know coming into the year, you were kind of uncertain whether you're going to play this year. You obviously make the decision too. How, because of where you're at in your career, how important is this playoff run to you personally?
Yeah, huge. I think always going into playoffs is so much fun. It's just so much fun to play in playoffs. This year, even more so that I think this would be my last year. I can't, I'm just so excited and being on top. Having that feeling like we can go make a run, it means a lot to me, and I'll just think about it a little bit more like that, cherish it a little bit more. So I'm excited for the weeks to come.
Shane, does it help you guys knowing that last year means kind of coming in the same position that you guys were in last year, having to win on the last game of the year, and you kind of know what they're going to expect on Friday night?
Yeah, I think all 4 teams that made it into the playoffs were good. It didn't really matter to me. Even Worcester that got knocked out, it wouldn't have mattered to me any 3 of those teams that we had to play. They're all pretty good. So yeah, we're just going to need to play them the same way we did. I think we need to be physical and take advantage of our fans in our building. Cool. Good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Shane. Appreciate it.
Yep, you got it.
Alex, so you signed the team when the team's out in Allen. Now you're on the team's playoff roster. What's the ride been like?
It's been really fun so far. I mean, the guys have been really nice, and they've brought me in and made me feel at home, and I've been able to join the team and have success right away. And it's just because the guys are so well, and the guys in the dressing room, everyone is super nice to me, and they've made it kind of a good welcome for me to jump in and have success in the league. And the team has obviously had a lot of success in the regular season, and for me to jump in and join them and join them for the playoffs and hopefully have a really far run is really exciting for me. But so far it's been awesome, and I've been happy to be here.
What was the jump like from the college level to the ECHL?
I think it's a little similar. College has been getting a lot better in the last couple of years. The speed is a little faster here, and guys are a lot smarter and think a lot faster, make plays quicker. But overall, it's been not bad, and I've been happy to found my stride real quick, and hopefully continue that through the playoffs.
For the guys that have been through a playoff, and guys like Shane Harper and the veterans on this team, what have they told you to expect to come these next couple of weeks of the season?
Just play simple. Don't try and go out there and do too much. Things will come if you play the right way, and it's going to be a hard series against Maine, and then anyone we play, it's going to be tough, and there's going to be a lot of nights where I'm going to be feeling tired, and they're going to be playing the body a lot. So just keep it simple, go out there, work hard, and then the wins will come and the goals will come if I play that way.
Obviously, you scored your first pro goal in your first pro game. How much did that kind of take the pressure off, just allow you to play your game after that?
Yeah, it definitely helps, coming into a new team, a brand new league, and my first professional game, like you mentioned. To get that first goal is something that, you're always kind of waiting for. So to get it out of the way quick takes a lot of pressure off, and it just lets me go out there and not worry about, not think about trying to score, just go out there and try and play and know that goals will come if I do the right stuff, and our team will win in that way too.
Obviously 50 different guys have entered this locker room this year. roster to get down to 24. For you, just joining the team, how special is it for you to be a part of this Kelly Cup roster of 24?
It's very special, and there's a ton of great players on this roster, and that's why the team is obviously first in the conference. And to be able to come in and be added to that roster shows it's just a lot of trust in the coaching staff, and I'm very thankful that they have that trust in me and that they brought me here and put me in this situation. So it's definitely very exciting, and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to play and help out the team in the playoffs.
We know the college atmosphere is great, the college level. What was it like for you playing in front of this crowd, especially on Saturday night when they clinched the conference in front of these fans?
Yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, to see the fans and to hear how loud it was in the building, and for my first game here, having that kind of support, it was a real cool experience, and something I hope that continues throughout the playoffs. I know that it will, so I'm looking forward to seeing that again and again.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.
So you began the year here in Adirondack, spent a lot of time up in Utica, now you're back down here for the Kelly Cup playoffs. What's it like being back here, knowing what this team has done all year, winning the North, winning the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously always fun to be back, and the atmosphere is unbelievable to play in, so I'm excited to see what it's like for the playoffs this weekend. And obviously the boys won the North when a lot of us were gone. So it's nice to see that the team battled through adversity all year and came out on top.
What does this group have to do to be successful and continue what you guys have done in the regular season into the playoffs?
I think just managing pucks against this team. They're pretty top heavy, so they got a lot of skill up front, and their best players are good. So I think managing the puck will help us be successful, but I think we're a deeper team, and so I think as long as we match their compete level, we'll be fine.
You talked about this being a bit of a deeper team. You guys get a couple guys back from Utica, you included Timor and Andre and stuff like that. How big does that help this lineup to get some guys back that have played here this season and to help this already stacked line?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, they were able to keep afloat and win the North without guys like me and McKinnon and Felix and Philip for most of the year. Andre's up there right now, so I'm assuming if Utica's season doesn't go how they want it to, those guys will all be down here. So I think we'll get a ton of guys back, and they're ready to hit the ground too. I was just talking to them yesterday, so getting McKinnon back and Felix is huge on the back end, and then Philip Angeras up front, and Andre obviously has been here lately. So I mean, we got a lot of guys back, and we're ready to go.
Erik, obviously you're a kid who was born in Scottsdale, Arizona. Any thoughts on the situation down in Arizona?
It's just sad, I think. Like a lot of emotions going into it. You don't really know what's going on, so it's frustrating. I think is the biggest thing is it's frustrating. Growing up playing for the Junior Coyotes for 16 years before going to the USA program. Growing up seeing guys, 2 years ahead of me was Austin Matthews, 2 years behind me was Josh Doan, Matthew Nyes. So it's just sad guys going to the Coyotes games, but it is what it is. You can't control it, but yeah, it's frustrating for sure. Good? Thank you, guys.
Good job.